Welcome, everyone, to Waterspirit's Summer Solstice celebration. I'm Blair Nelson, Executive Director of Waterspirit, and I'm joined by a great community of people here tonight, including our Program Manager, Ann Price, yay, and we need to give a special thank you to our special guest musician, Joseph Frame. We're so glad you can join us. And I am very grateful to our guest readers tonight, our lovely volunteers, Angel Tenor, Pat Heaney, and Rusty Eidman Hicks. Thank you so much. We've got a beautiful ceremony lined up, and we couldn't do it without you. If you would please, everybody, take a moment to silence your cell phones. We'd be very grateful. And please note that tonight's proceedings are being live streamed on Waterspirit's YouTube channel. So anything happening near the altar or the pulpit here will be visible on screen. For those of you who might be here for the first time, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. Waterspirit is a spiritual ecology nonprofit sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. We were founded in 1998 by Sister Suzanne Golas, and since that time we have informed, inspired, and empowered people of all beliefs to deepen their consciousness of the sacredness of water and the interdependence of all Earth's systems. We promote the personal and systemic transformations needed for a flourishing Earth with clean, safe water for everyone. And if you enjoy tonight's proceedings, please consider making a donation in the donation box outside in the vestibule or on our website, www.waterspirit.org. You can also find out more about our upcoming events and advocacy efforts on that same website. And before the ceremony starts, let's take a moment to acknowledge whose land we're on. Waterspirit is headquartered on the homeland of the Navasink Lene Lenape, on the peninsula named Navarumsunk. We respectfully acknowledge the Lenape peoples past, present, and future here in Lenape-Hoking and throughout the diaspora. We offer our care and gratitude for Lenape-Hoking as well as our commitment to establish just and right relations with these lands, waters, and people. Now, let us begin our ceremony.
Hello, everyone. Happy solstice. Thank you. The solstice occurs at the moment that the Earth's tilt toward the sun is at a maximum. Therefore, on the day of the summer solstice, the sun appears at its highest elevation with a noontime position that changes very little for several days before and after the summer solstice. In fact, the word solstice comes from Latin solstitium, or sol, the sun, and stit or stes, standing. Together this translates to the sun standing still. Thank you. Now you can demonstrate with the globe, please. The summer solstice occurs when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Cancer. The sun is at its highest point in the sky, and this is the longest day of the year. The Tropic of Cancer is located at 23.5 degrees latitude north. It runs through Mexico, the Bahamas, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, India, and southern China. For every place north of the Tropic of Cancer, the sun's at its highest point in the sky, and we're celebrating the longest day of the year. I now invite Rusty to come forward and join me, and we're going to light 2 candles on our altar. We're lighting 2 candles because the tall candle reminds us of the long days, the sun shining brightly, sending energy to Earth. The shorter dark candle reminds us of this shortest night. Beginning tomorrow, nights will begin to lengthen. But we still have a full summer of warmth and joy and sunshine ahead of us. Let's light those candles.
As we read this section, Gratitude for the Sun, please respond to each statement with, "We give thanks." For the long days of summer sun, light, and warmth, we give thanks.
Thanks. For the vitamin D from the sun that helps keep us healthy, we give thanks.
For the plants that change the energy from the sun into nutritious fruits and vegetables that grow in our summer gardens,
we give thanks. For the generosity of the sun that shares its energy with all on earth, we give thanks.
We welcome these blessings and carry them in the pattern of our days this season.
We are grateful for our sun, a flame with life-evoking energy to make our planet sun-soaked, green, and fertile. Now I invite you to join us. We're going to do a movement section. Now this movement can be done either from your chairs or I invite you to join me up at the altar if you'd like. It can be done seated or standing. And as we move, take note if you can feel the summer sun inside of you. We're going to imitate the movement of the sun rising and setting, and we're going to add the movement of the waves and the sea. So we're going to thank our friend Sarah Campen, who made this little movement section for us, because it's a beautiful movement. And we're going to thank our friend Joe, who is going to be playing Romanza, which is one of my most favorite guitar pieces. Okay, you don't even want to sit. You want to join me right up around the altar, guys. Come on up. You can put your sweatshirt down if you want. This is fun stuff. But you're allowed to stay at your seat if you're not something. That's okay. So our movements for this section, and you can fill in around it, we can spread out more. It's okay if you love her. So the movements for this section are going to begin with our hands here. We're going to relax our arms. Our hands are going to slowly come up into together, and then palms upward. We're then going to bring our hands forward and raise them up toward the sky. And then bring them down in front of our face with your palms facing your hands. And then we're covering our hearts. Lifting up your elbows, you're then going to be bringing your arms, You'll be bringing your arms out forward in front of you and around to the side. So we've got that, yep, and you're not a tree, you can move. We can then, as our hands are here, we're going to be bringing one hand over for the sun rising. Bring it back. Then we're going to go to the other side for the sun setting. And bring it back. The last move is going to be the waves in the ocean, with the waves going. And then we bring our arms around and up. And we'll bring them back down. That's the whole movement. And if you're a little bit off with the pace, that's okay, because it's thinking about the sun, the rising, the setting, and the waves. So let's enjoy this music and get it started.
Thank you, Joe, again, and thank you, everyone. Join us now as we shift our focus from the warmth of the summer sun to gratitude for the life-giving waters. What comfort and joy the water provides to earth. I'd like to invite Angel and Pat Heaney to step forward, please.
Hello. Please respond to each statement with, "We give thanks." For oceans, for riding the waves, swimming, boogie boarding, surfing, sailing, and whale watching.
For lakes and rivers, for tubing, floating, boating, swimming, and splashing. We give thanks.
For the rain, helping plants, fruits, and vegetables to grow, filling our oceans, lakes, and rivers with water. We give thanks.
For water, to quench the thirst of everything living.
We give thanks. Thank you, everyone. Now I ask you to consider a typical summer picnic. When the weather is warm, we gather family and friends for picnics near the lake, the river, or sea. We are drawn to the water. Someone turns on the music as we set up our chairs. The sun-loving friends bask in the warmth of the sun, as others seek the shade provided by the full green leaves of the trees or umbrellas pushed into the sand. We eat and talk and reminisce. We listen to the laughter of children as they play and splash their feet in the cool water. But oh, that feast. It's a feast of the summer season. Who can resist the juicy corn on the cob picked fresh that morning, or the bright red tomato ripened to perfection on the vine? We smile as we look at the freshly baked pies of recently picked Jersey fresh fruits like blueberries, cherries, and strawberries.
Who do we need to thank for these wonderful fruits? Of course, we thank the people working on the farms, but there's more to the story. We thank the sun for sending energy to the earth. We thank the rain that brings refreshing waters to grow the crops. We thank the plants for capturing that energy to grow and produce foods. We thank the pollinators who buzz from flower to flower to collect nectar and spread pollen to fertilize the plants. Let's pause and reflect for a moment on the amazing miracles that happen around us every day. They allow us to enjoy summer picnics and delicious foods with our families and friends.
I'm glad my glasses were up here. Couldn't find them. So, we've thought of the joy of the life-giving water from the rain, the river, and the sea. But we also reflect on the trouble Earth is facing. Along with warm summers come droughts and contrasting hurricanes and floods. For the farmers who helplessly watch their fields flood or crops wither in extreme heat, we open our hearts. For the girl who had to quit school to complete the daily chore of walking to fetch water for her family to live, we open our hearts. For the woman who feels shame because she has no water to spare for sanitation or hygiene, we open our hearts. For the families who've lost their home to hurricanes and floods, we open our hearts. For the forests suffering wildfires, the animals who call those forests home, we open our hearts. to honor them, and to honor Earth, we pledge to appreciate and conserve water wherever we can. For Earth and all her beings, we pledge to conserve energy and reduce our dependence on fossil fuels to help slow the effects of climate change.
Peace of the Beach by Erin Hansen. Leave your worries by the shoreline and run your bare feet through the sand. Let the water be a soft bed when you cannot bear to stand. Make friends with flying seagulls and hold the sun upon your palm. Before you duck beneath the water where the world is mute and calm, tell the fish all of your problems as they all come swimming past. When your lungs are close to bursting, swim above the waves and gasp. Let the water hold your sadness and wash it right out to sea. So like a message in a bottle, all your worries are set free. And the sea might make you feel alone, but the world has troubles too. For how else do you suppose that the ocean got so blue? As we heard in this poem, we can visualize a message in a bottle. Who are we writing to when we send our messages? Does someone read our message? Perhaps it doesn't need to be read. Just letting the water hold our troubles is enough. And that's what I'm going to invite you to do right now. Jot down your message in a bottle. Tell the sea your troubles. And after you have finished, we will invite you to put your messages into the bottle on our altar and allow the water to carry your worries away. And as we write, I'd like to welcome another wonderful performance by Joseph Frame as he performs an original piece for us called Riverside Reverie.
When is it going to be launched? There are times when gloom or darkness causes us to momentarily lose sight of the light. However, it is at these times when the thought of the sun can help us. The sun's warm, glowing rays brighten even our thoughts. And it's good to remember that despite appearances, the sun is shining right now. We may not be able to see it at this very moment, but if clouds or even the moon block our view, they're only filtering the sun's light temporarily. If darkness has fallen, we know that the sun is still shining at this very moment somewhere not too far away, and it's only a matter of time before it will shine on us again. The sun reminds us that our one shining truth is never extinguished. Our light shines within us at all times, no matter what else occurs around us. Like the sun, our light is the energy that connects us to the movements of the universe and the cycles of life, and is present at all times, whether we feel its glow or not. So let me share with you one final poem before our celebration ends. It's A Summer's Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
I would now like to invite Joe to lead us in a sing-along. Thank you so much, Joe, for this lovely musical accompaniment of our ceremony tonight. We're drawing close to the end, folks, and before we do, if you would like to continue the fun, you are invited to join us upstairs in Wilson Hall for some music and refreshments in just a few minutes. But to conclude our ceremony tonight, we have given thanks for the blessings of the sun and water on this, the longest day of the year. We have surrendered our troubles so we can fully embrace the summer's joy. May you carry the blessings of this ceremony with you all season long. Our ceremony has now concluded. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be loved, and may you be at peace. Blessed solstice, everyone.